Ladies and gentlemen, there's a report that just came out on CNN Politics and also the Washington Post. And it said that the Capitol Police was warned 3 days before all of this stuff jumped off. They knew on the 3rd, they received a memo through intelligence that these angry Trump supporters were coming to the Capitol and they were targeting Congress. So there is really no excuse for the Capitol Police not to be prepared for that day. They really dropped the ball. Not to mention, they were siding with the insurgents too. They're not fooling no damn body. That's why they didn't do nothing. So this is CNN Politics, January 15th, 2021. Washington Post. Capitol Police Intelligence Report warned of violence targeting Congress itself 3 days before attack. An internal intelligence report produced 3 days before rioters breached the U.S. Capitol cautioned that violent protesters of President Donald Trump could zero in on Congress itself. The Washington Post reported Friday, citing obtained portions of a 12-page memo. So they received 12 pages from intelligence that this was going to happen. Now, let me read, they have just excerpts of what it said. So it said, supporters of the current president see January 6, 2021 as a last opportunity to overturn the results of the presidential election, the memo reads. According to the Post, the sense of desperation and disappointment may lead to more of an incentive to become violent. Unlike previous post election protests, the targets of the pro Trump supporters are not necessarily counter protesters as they were previously, but rather Congress itself is the target on the 6th. So they had information. They could have had the National Guard in place. They could have gotten additional cops up there, you know. So they really dropped the ball. They should all be fired at this point. How the hell you gonna get a memo 3 days before it happened and you did not react to it? You did nothing. No, because you were you were with the insurgents. So there's really no excuse. The Capitol Police really botched this one up. Okay. So the January 3rd report warns of thousands of belligerent rioters incited by the president and joined by members of white supremacists and extremist groups descending on the nation's capital, with members of Congress the target of their anger, the paper reported. It included striking characterizations of Trump supporters seeming to prepare for intense combat on platforms frequent by white supremacists and members of the alt-right, calling for participants to bring firearms, gas masks, bulletproof vests, and other specialized equipment, the paper reported. The intelligence report determined that anticipated crowds, the call for, you know, they want Trump to remain in office, right? And then Trump turns around and have this rally and creates an even more intense situation. So he got all these people all fired up. The Stop the Steal protest in particular does not have a permit, but several high profile speakers, including members of Congress, are expected to, to speak at the event. So all of that was in the memo. And who was speaking at the event? Wow. So they had very detailed info. So the Capitol Police intelligence report spurred the Capitol Police chief to pursue emergency activation of the National Guard. Then what happened that day? What happened that day? And prompted the department to widen its perimeter barricades a law enforcement official told the Post. Former Capitol Police Chief Stephen Shund, who resigned in the aftermath of the attack. Yeah, because he got the memo that this was going to happen. Now you know why he rushed out of there and resigned. He had this memo 3 days before it happened, this police chief. Told the Post Friday that the intelligence unit reports informed preparation of security, but he declined to discuss an internal memo. One law enforcement official told the Post that the internal perception of the memo wasn't that it was a warning of some new threat with thousands of rioters attacking the Capitol, but rather the events similar to those the department had previously handled at smaller Trump rallies late last year. The Post reports the intelligence memo is not known to have been widely circulated with other branches of law enforcement, such as FBI or outside the Capitol Police Force. So, wow. Wow. Yeah, so now they knew 3 days before this was going to occur and did nothing, didn't get prepared, didn't get people in place. Mm-mm-mm. You know, these folks want us to look to them as leaders. I think it is safe to say we cannot and should not all this time have depend on the leadership of these folks. It is a tragedy all the way around, no matter how you look at this thing. They can't make this one smell like roses, and they sure can't make it go away. They're just starting to talk about that cop that got beat to death and searching for the people in the video seen attacking him. They're finally getting around to just talking about that. But y'all, please tell me what you think about this warning they had before this all happened, and they did not do anything to prepare for it. Please leave your comment and subscribe. Don't forget to hit on the notification bell, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace, family.